Did you know that triggers are not only a necessary part of the manifestation process, they're actually arguably the most important part? And here's why. Every single second of every single day, you are quite literally creating the reality you are experiencing. Every single day, every single second, no exceptions. There is a part of you, we call this part of you the architect, the frequency of the architect, yourself as source that is creating and projecting your third dimensional reality back to you. You are literally that version of you. It is not separate. Every single second, you are telling the universe what you want to experience. The problem is, most of what you are telling yourself as source you want to create is actually completely unconscious to you. Put in plain English, there is a part of you that is actively creating things you do not want. The conscious version of you. There's multiple reasons for that I'm not going to go into today. It's part of the much bigger game. It's part of the much bigger journey for ourselves as source to really play and experience the playground that is third dimensional reality. But why do you need to know the importance of triggers? Because they are a monumental part of the manifestation process. They are unavoidable. And actually, they get to be really quite fun when you know what to do with them. The thing to understand here is that you are always showcasing in who you are being in any given moment with any frequency that you are choosing to engage with, whether that's within your physical body, your emotional body, your mental body, or your spiritual body, which I'm going to get into in a minute. You are literally carving out your reality. Manifestation is all about you becoming much more aware of the fact that that's what you are doing and having much more creative control over the process, i.e. coming home to the truth that you really are the creator of your reality. If you're still playing with manifestation from the realms of, I just want to get what I want, you haven't quite landed in the most powerful version of you that really understands the bigger picture. And therefore, you are not going to be able to receive the most powerful results in manifestation. You know when you are playing in the higher realms, in the higher dimensions, within manifestation, when triggers feel fun. Now, some of you might be listening to this and going, what? Triggers feel fun? I think so. But that's the truth of it. Phase 2 of the manifestation process is when your self as source shows you a trigger. What does this mean? It basically shows you where you are out of alignment with the frequency you are saying you want to create. Now here's where your spiritual body comes into play. This is where my teachings are very different to most of the things you'll find on the internet. I talk about your energy bodies and your spiritual body being one of them. I don't talk about auras, I don't talk about the astral plane, I don't talk about any of those things in terms of your spiritual body. Your spiritual body is your external world. And this is the key piece that most people are missing, especially around the power of triggers. When you really learn to understand that you are not separate from source, that you literally are divinity embodied, playing in this powerful playground that you've created for yourself, their dimensional reality, and that you are here to play and experience the different frequencies of who you are, and that every single element around you that is seemingly separate from you is not separate from you. It is a part of you, in the same way that my individual cells in my body are not separate from my whole being, but they have individual jobs and they are constantly communicating and cooperating with each other. We are the same. Your external realm is always cooperating with you. Your external world, whether people are conscious of the fact that they are source or not, they are source, and they are always working with you always to manifest the things you desire, because they are not separate from you. And your desire is not separate from theirs, even if it seems that way. And so a trigger, especially when it comes in the form of people, is always yourself as source showing you there is a part of you that is resonating at this frequency. This frequency is at odds with what you are saying you want to create. And so we have to bring it to the surface to show you that it's being animated in your system. Because if you don't know, and remember the first thing that I spoke about is that most of what you are creating, you are unconscious of, you're unaware of. In fact, there's literally a part of you that is designed to run far, far, far away from what you want. This is your saboteur. I'm not going to get into that today, but there is quite literally a part of you that's encoded to run in the opposite direction of what you want. And the manifestation process is always about bringing that part of you, where those pieces are playing up in intricate detail, to the surface so that you can realign and reclaim your conscious direction of how you want your reality to be. The only way your self as source can show you this is by giving you the information. And the best way to do this, the best way to do it, to really catch your attention, is to trigger you. What is a trigger? It's a pain point. We think about a pain point in the body. What's the purpose of pain? To catch your attention. Because there's something out of alignment. If you didn't know that there was pain, if you didn't know that there was a problem, if pain hadn't notified you, you wouldn't know. A trigger is a messenger. And there are a lot of pieces where many of us believe that triggers mean, oh, well, I need to do a deeper level of healing. Healing is a word that is banned in my world. Because healing implies that you are broken and you are not. You are already whole. You are already complete. You are already divinity embodied. You are just remembering that fact. And triggers are a reminder. They are a valuable part in the remembrance process because they're showing you this is what you are believing to be true right now. They're bringing it to the surface, like pus being clean from a wound. That's a good nursing analogy for you. We're cleansing out the old in order for you to create the new. What happens, what I see so often, and this is where people go wrong with manifestation, is that immediately when the universe gives you the pieces you need in the form of a trigger, we collapse in on ourselves and we start to doubt ourselves and we start to allow the external reality to impact how we're feeling internally. This is where we are going wrong. When you feel a trigger, when you become aware of a piece moving through that feels out of alignment, your job is not to collapse. Your job is to say, thank you so much for showing me that this frequency was playing out within me so that I can realign it. Your job in this moment is to remember that you are divinity embodied and that the only reason you're experiencing this thing in the external realm is because it was animated internally, and your internal reality creates your external world. So your job in these moments is to remember who the heck you are at the divine essence level, at the creator of your own reality level, and say, oh, thank you so much for that reminder. I'll make sure not to animate that frequency again. And I'll make sure to anchor in the frequency that I really, really desire. Your job in this moment is to decide the new frequency you are anchoring into and to commit to it. And to not allow the external realm to move in and change you, but instead to move in the opposite direction and allow the power of who you are, the conviction in your own inner creation, to then move out into the external and shift that trigger as quickly as it came. Because you get to. Honestly, souls, the level of magic I have seen when we commit to our power, above all else, when we commit to the truth that it is done, that we already have the things we need internally, and that we are basically just playing a game with ourselves, true magic unfolds. So definitely put this into practice. With this new paradigm of consciousness really moving through thick and fast, contrast pieces and triggers are really, they're coming up more and more. We're moving through death and rebirth cycles faster and faster than we ever have done before, because we are being initiated into deeper levels of our inner power, deeper levels of the truth of who we really are, divinity embodied. So the process is speeding up, and many of us are getting really overwhelmed. But remember this piece: triggers serve you. Next time you I'm not entirely sure the word I was looking for there. Next time you experience, there you go. Next time you experience a trigger, I want you to remember this truth. And instead of collapsing in and thinking that the external realm has more power than you do, just try this piece and see what happens. And then come back here and share your experiences with us. There is so much magic available to us now that has never been available to us before. Believe in the power of who you are. Believe in the power of something bigger within you. And I promise you that everything else will fall into place. Sending you all oodles and oodles and oodles and oodles of love. We've got some really exciting things moving forward in the next few months. We've got a beautiful event in London as well that we still have spaces for. So if you are interested in meeting me and the GC in person, 12th of April, London City, send me a message and I'll send you some details. Send you all oodles of love, and I will speak to you all soon. Bye.